Oh no! I mean, I guess I could get one real quick,
Get one real quick.
even though we just went live.
Oh, we're live?
We're live.
Welcome, everybody. This is another episode of What's in Your World.
Yeah, give
Why
us
did I
a-
say it so weird?
I
What's
think
in your world?
You may just be thinking that it's just weird, or it may be weird. I don't know, man. Maybe you're right.
I said it a little differently than I normally do. This is What's in Your World. And I'm your host, Salim. This is my current permanent guest, Chaz.
Oh,
Chaz,
me?
you got-
Yep, me.
Yeah,
Sorry,
you-
I was
you-
thinking
you-
about these shower thoughts
Yeah, I was about
right
to
here.
ask. You got some shower thoughts ready
I'll
for
give
us?
you a couple here. All right?
Okay.
Because this one was actually pretty funny. There's a never-ending waterfall of poo hidden inside every skyscraper. How right they are, actually. Oh my god, that's so good. Everybody thought having a everybody thought having a calculator on you at all times was going to be the game changer, but the real shit is having a flashlight. That's true, man. I pull out that light. I just did it. Like I pull it out all the time. Way more than a calculator.
All the time.
An A-list celebrity could post a picture of a leaf with no caption on Instagram and still get 20 million likes. This is actually very true.
Yeah.
That's very, very true.
Who
Last one. In 15 years, there's going to be a lot of people who found their mom on OnlyFans.
Oh, God.
Holy shit.
That's so weird.
You know, I thought about it one time. I was like, because like, I keep reading about all these like couples that are getting into porn. And there's
Okay.
almost like this porn industry now. So like think about it, like YouTube has created this whole industry of like amateur people, right, who are making money off of YouTube.
Sure.
Now there's like Pornhub and stuff that you can now get into it and make money off of it just like YouTube. Is that not really weird?
Yeah.
So like there's just like a bunch of amateur people out there just getting huge, making millions of dollars doing this just same way as YouTube people, you know? But I was thinking, what if your kid saw you one day in the future? So that's on there forever.
Yeah.
anyways,
I
enough
didn't know
with
we were
our
going to be
thoughts.
talking about porn tonight. I didn't know that's the
Oh, so there's Slim's Limit. I
We were
found
talking
it.
about that.
I found it. All right, so you had a story that you were telling us, or telling me, that I want. You were telling your girlfriend or talking to your girlfriend. I think you got pulled over in this.
Oh, yeah. So, I got pulled over for a tag light being out, right?
Of course.
It was actually a really fun time. I got pulled over, and then, he, lets me know that that's the case, but, whatever, can you pull into the parking lot right here? And I was like, yeah, sure, no problem, whatever, just trying to. And so we pull into a Zaxby's parking lot. Like, I'm literally, this is my car when I got pulled over. That's a Zaxby's. I just pulled into the parking lot, and he, pulls in right behind me. So, nobody can get into the drive-thru first thing.
Yep.
Anyways, I'm getting to this, 45-minute conversation with this police officer.
Okay.
But I don't even know what. Just, this and that, whatever.
So just
whatever.
random stuff.
Yeah. I ended up, having just a conversation with this dude.
Okay.
And he was like, so, turn this, ticket into the city hall in 72 hours. And if the tag light's fixed, it's clean off your record. It's one of those. Okay. So cool. Got the tag light fixed. Go to the city hall and get a police officer to come out and
Check the light.
and check the light. So he's like, go in and go ahead, start the car, turn the lights on. So I start the car, just close the door, just so I can, go back to this. And Bob Marley is just playing full blast in the car with the doors closed. And I'm just standing here next to this guy checking out my light. And I'm like, I'm not just going to go and run over there and turn Bob Marley off. I didn't want to make any sudden movements.
Yeah.
This is you got to,
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's the most me thing there is 'cause that Bob Marley CD plays, every time I turn the car on, and it just depends on how loud it was the last time I was listening.
Do you think
to
that
it.
cop judged you that day?
Probably, man.
Yeah.
It was just one love, one, just blaring, It was funny.
That is actually pretty good.
Yeah, I was super uncomfortable the whole time.
All right, so that makes me question now.
'Kay.
What is the most intensely terrifying life moment you've been through? And it doesn't have to be the most intense, just one of them. Like something that just comes to your mind first. A time that maybe you've been like arrested almost or something, you know?
I'll tell you something from when I was a kid.
All right.
All
Go
right.
for it.
I had a DS. You know what those were? A DS Lite.
Yeah, like a little
It
game.
was a white DS.
Game Boy.
You know, double screen.
Yeah.
Got the thing. Got the.
Oh, yeah,
It
dude.
had the pen.
I know exactly what you're talking
Okay.
about. Nintendo DS.
This is when I was living in Saudi, and we're like just driving down the road, and I'm playing on it, and I'm in like the back seat, like next to the window, right? Because I had a bunch of siblings. We were all,
Yeah.
Anyways, and I'm like looking at playing, and then I look in the like out the window, and I see my reflection, and I see my face like with the light coming up from up here, and I started crying, and I freaked out. I was so terrified of my own reflection.
How old were you?
I was probably 5 or 6. Like
Okay.
I was too old to be scared of that.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
And it was actually funny. My sister or my mom brought it up the other night, and they were just laughing at me, and it's just like.
Do you know why you were scared?
Yeah, it was terrifying. I saw that, and it was like it looked so much like me, but there was no way that was me, and I was so scared.
Was it simply because of the light on your face?
Yeah, and
Coming
it was
from
dark,
below, and it kind of gave like a weird look to you.
Yeah, it was freaky, dude.
That's hilarious.
Like I used to have nightmares of that face.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, it's most exciting time, happiest, jubilant, as my wife would say, makes you jubilant.
Like, well, I'll just go in terms of like soccer because that was really the only.
Holy
thing.
That's where I always go to,
That's
man.
where I always,
yeah, man.
So I think it was summer going into my junior year at regionals.
Yeah.
In like April of that year, I got like probably one of my worst concussions. Was out until.
Is this when I was around? Who was your coach?
Trey.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is when y'all went on that run.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I was out until like May. Started like postseason training because we were going to regionals, right?
Yeah.
So the summer,
which is like June, July.
Is in like late June.
Late June, yeah.
Something like that. And so like I had only been training and like the beginning of this was Ramadan too, so I was fasting.
Oh shit! Okay.
And I was training and all that stuff, and so then we go to regionals. And
which was where again? Where were we?
That year it was.
I can't picture it. I can picture watching the game with y'all. That was really intense.
South Carolina,
dude. Wasn't it down in Gulf Shores or whatever?
No.
That big complex down there? No, it wasn't down there. No.
I was in like North Carolina or South Carolina.
But where?
Greensboro.
Oh man, was it at that giant complex?
Dude, I feel like all the ones that regionals were giant complexes.
I can't remember. All right. Anyways, it doesn't matter that much.
So I did like first like 2 games. I think we lost. I didn't play much because it was like I was these were my first games back. I hadn't played a game since April.
Yeah.
Or March.
Yeah.
And so I didn't play too much in those 2 games, and then we had like the last game of the group stages where if we win by, I think if we scored 3 goals and won or something like that, we win or we move on into like group of 16 or like Final 4. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I think it was Final 4. Yeah, it was Final 4. So I didn't play much in the first half. Played it outside back, and then 20 minutes left in the second half. I come back in at striker, and like it's basically like we were sitting for the most part.
Yeah.
But then if we won the ball, we were counterattack.
Yeah.
So like basically, I was the only one truly like chasing defensively.
Yeah.
Like when they were possessing out of the back. Like so, I was just like running.
Yeah.
You know, just cutting this angle off, trying to cut this angle off, just like
being
a cheeky striker defensively.
You were a workhorse.
And so this happens like last 5 minutes in the game. free kick over the top. Or no, maybe it was a service from the left back. Yeah, service from the left back. Clumped up in the middle, like balls just flying everywhere. And then I just see it, finish it. You know, it was like trickling. And it just like there was that one opening.
Yeah.
So it's tied 1-1.
Yeah.
And then it's like 89th minute or something like that.
Yeah.
Just I'm pressing, cut this angle off. They play a poor pass right to my attacking midfielder's feet, peel off, ball in, and it's just like keeper 1-on-1, sob it in near post, hit it, like game. And it was one of those things where it's like I couldn't even celebrate. Like I was kind of just like I was so tired. I just stopped running. Everybody just starts running at me, and I'm just I'm still just
can't
walking
do it. Yeah, yeah.
Like I took my headgear off, and I'm just breathing for a second. 'Cause it's now I get to take a break for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
But that was it was one of those moments where it was I felt like I could do anything.
Yeah.
Because I had just gone through so much. I was still doing school from the previous year because I couldn't take finals because I was concussed.
It's a high
for
highs.
3 weeks, I couldn't go in unnatural light.
Yeah.
Once the sun went down, it was dark.
Yeah.
For 3 weeks, all I could do with my fried brain was knit, you know. And then a couple months later, you know.
Do you regret any of it? Would you go back and change any of it?
No, I can't say that. But I could have definitely been a less crazy.
Not as a risky of a player going into shit that you shouldn't have gone into.
Yeah.
The way you probably should have
Yeah.
gone. I mean, I'm coming from experience.
Risky,
this is someone I have had 3 or 4
I was pretty
concussions for
bold.
sure. I
I
got
was pretty
knocked
bold.
out cold at least 3 to 4 times that I can remember.
Yeah. I remember getting knocked out cold on purpose when I was in 8th grade. It was when we were in Las Vegas. Just free kick, I'm messing with the dude before the ball gets played, and then all I remember is seeing the ball being played, and then lights out.
Yeah.
This dude just smashes me with his elbow in the back of my head, and there's still a divot.
Damn, that's cold, man.
The ref didn't see it because it's big
that's
clump.
Cold.
Just literally out cold, laying on the field.
That's fine. Well, I mean, you didn't really mean for that to happen. I mean.
No, but I could have
may have
not
antagonized.
been such a dick to this guy.
This is true.
You know?
This is true.
But that was a part of the game, you know?
Hey, man, I jumped into mine. 50-50 balls that I've just got to go into, and there's nothing I can do because I have to. I've committed, you know?
Yep.
Once you commit as a goalkeeper, you commit. You got to go.
Yeah.
And sometimes you wake up on the ground and everybody's around you, you know?
Yep.
And that's just the way it goes. But I don't regret any of it.
No, you can't.
I don't, you know?
Can't.
I don't feel
You
I played, and I feel like you think the same way as this. I played 100% in the game. When I was on the field and there was an official referee and this was a real game, I was 100%. I was willing to do whatever I felt I needed to do as a goalkeeper to do my job.
Yep.
And if that meant I've committed into this and now I have to continue going to stop this from scoring and it may cause me to get clocked clean,
right?
Well, I'm going to do that. And I did it, you know?
Yeah.
And that's just the game, you know? I feel like if you want to play at that high level, you want to play that top tier, you kind of... I remember there was a guy in about 8th grade who started showing me some things that you can do as a player when you go 1v1.
Mm-hmm.
That was not cheating, but not cheating. You know, grabbing certain areas during certain situations. And it opened this door of
just how to be cheeky.
I see how these people play.
And that's the game in the UK.
Yeah.
That's what separates UK from
yes,
a lot of other places.
I do think though,
and there's certain aspects of that in the South American game.
Oh, for sure.
But the UK started that. And then South America are the ones who were nah, let's just put the ball down and move it around.
Let's not even get into the
UK
situation.
Was just they're cheeky. Bro.
Yeah.
They're
Which
cheeky.
being rough at that level, that's part. I feel like that's part. When you're
Yep.
going 1v1, 50-50 balls,
Yep.
oh, you better be ready to fucking hit someone because you're about to get clocked shoulder to shoulder.
Yep.
That fucking collision that comes together when you're meeting for the ball, you better come in with some power, some force, or you're gonna get hit. You're gonna go to the ground, and no one's gonna care at that level.
Yep.
You know, so like, opens the door, man. I know that you know because you did this, and I watched you play. You would just jump into shit that I think to myself, I'm like, I don't know if I would have done that,
Dude,
You know,
you
but
know
I'm a
what?
goalkeeper.
You say that there was in that game I was just talking about.
Yeah.
And so in the first half, I didn't play much, but I think I got into a 1v1 with the goalkeeper. Like, ball's lobbed up, and I'm like, I got a chance at this.
Yeah.
And just like, I get up there, and then just boom.
Is that a scary moment for you
Dude, it's like
on the other end?
well,
of this? 'Cause
like
I've never
it
really
was
been
one
on
of
that
those
end.
things where like I kind of crunched the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Like I definitely was.
Did you ever go
I
up
definitely ended up.
on top
Yeah.
of
Like
that
he
one?
was definitely more threatened. By
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
And it was kind of one of those where like, should I feel bad? Should I just say like, it's the game, you know?
Yeah.
And this is all going on in my head because like,
Yeah.
dude, parents were cursing at me.
Yeah.
Their whole sideline, their coach was screaming at me.
You know what I say? That was a pansy goalkeeper.
Yeah.
If the goalkeeper doesn't wind up on top,
Right. He has the
then
advantage.
that's their
always.
yeah. Oh my!
Goalkeeper will always
I
have
can
the
do
advantage.
whatever I want, and I'm trained to put my knee up and plow through.
Yeah.
Just plow through, man. Care nobody.
Yep.
Like you call goalkeeper, anybody who's in the path now gets plowed through.
Yep. And I also
know?
played goalkeeper, so I knew
And you know, hey, look,
I went up with one knee. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. But was it a foul?
Oh, I definitely fouled him. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
See, I don't know, man. Like I don't know if that should be a foul. That goalkeeper should win every time, and if they
Dude,
don't,
I think I got a yellow for that.
I'm kind of harsh on goalkeepers, so I'm not gonna
yeah,
lie.
yeah.
But that's fair, man. That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
I
That is
think I
really-
definitely got a yellow for that.
Have you ever like seen some of these old style goalkeepers like Oliver Kahn and stuff like that?
Oh yeah,
You
dude.
ever-
I used to watch Oliver Kahn highlights.
Would you be scared to go up against an Oliver Kahn?
100%.
Because I feel like that dude goes out to kill.
Yep.
He goes to kill you. The Germans, I feel like, is a very strong game.
We talked about this a couple weeks ago.
Did we?
Well, we got into like talking about Manuel Neuer,
Yeah. No.
just a prime German goalkeeper.
That dude takes on a whole nother level
Yep.
of goalkeeping.
Yep.
I have like studied him,
Mm-hmm.
and like I just feel like he changed the game.
Mm-hmm.
This dude changed what it meant to be a goalkeeper. We've gone through phases in history of goalkeeping, and he'll be, when I look back, I think the person who shifted it.
Yeah.
You know, crazy. And I don't think any position has molded the way the goalkeeping position has molded. You know, now I think in 1990 they made the law that you can't pass it back to your goalkeeper and
Yeah,
they pick it up.
yeah,
and I
we
think
talked about
that
this as
made
well, yeah.
that was the real shift in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since then, goalkeepers have had to try to think differently about how they play the position.
Yeah.
Okay, well, cool. All right, I guess in soccer, what's the lowest moment in soccer for you? Now,
Oh, man.
besides, I guess getting a concussion, and being told that you can't play.
Yeah.
I get that's low, but like, what failures did you have in the game? And it could be as a whole. Like our
Dude, I'll
team had
never
this
forget
failure.
I'll never forget it. I'll never
Alright.
forget it. It was like my second year playing competitive. I was on the blue team my first year.
Yeah.
And I was playing a year up. And then I tried out for my age group the next year. And I remember at the fields, I can't remember who it was, but a coach telling me that I was on the top team.
Yeah.
And then I got a call that night that I was on the second team. It was like one of those things where like
Whoa, how
a
old
coach
were
like I was like 10,
you? Okay, yeah,
but like
yeah,
still,
Yeah.
it was one of those things where it's like, whoa.
Yeah. reality check.
Yeah. And then also like the first year I did ODP, being told I was gonna make a pool game, never made a pool game, and then didn't make the region pool. But then I came back a couple years later and made region team twice in a row.
That's fair.
I'll tell you another story.
I wish I had done more to get on the region team.
I'll tell you another story. It was my first year doing on the region team. We always did like a tournament where you play all the other regions.
Yeah.
Down in IMG.
Oh, weird.
We
Oh,
did
yeah, they had like tournaments.
Well, it was just like
It was like a regional tournament
Yeah.
where only your region of teams go and they play each
well, yeah,
other.
it was like Region 3, our region.
Yeah.
We played.
I guess
against all
that
the
was
other-
what. No, we had that for like, regional, like regionals, where you go try out with the pool games and everything.
Yeah.
Did you not at that? Because at that time,
Yeah, so it
that's
was
when all the
like-
teams play each other, and the one that wins goes to nationals.
Oh no, that's cool.
Oh
way
yeah,
we
y'all
did
didn't
it-
have it like
the
that.
way we did it is so ODP Region Camp was
That's where we had
in
the tournament.
Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, and that's where we had the
Okay,
tournament.
And so what we would do is like you'd have your state teams and you would play like a certain other amount of other state teams.
Yeah.
Okay, and then each night after you play another state,
Yeah.
they pick like a couple names from each team that co-play in pool games that night.
Yeah.
And so that night it's just a collection of kids.
Yeah.
And then all the other kids who didn't make the pool games are watching.
Yeah.
You know,
I remember that. That was cool.
and
Because it's up on the
so-
stadium.
Yep,
It was at the
Yep.
stadium field.
yep,
Where all the other fields were around,
Yep.
but the one stadium field is where all the pool games
Yep.
went on.
yep. And if you
Yeah.
play, sometimes they put you on a different pool team that would
Yeah.
play like they did.
Yeah.
Monterey would come sometimes. You know that
Yeah.
team in Mexico, and then
Yeah.
you play them.
Yeah.
Anyways,
That was cool. That was cool. Those were fun nights.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
God,
so
what memories, man.
and
That's a long
then
time ago.
like at the end of that weekend, you would have like the ceremony where they call the names of the people who make it.
Yep.
And then after that, like a couple months later, in like beginning of December, you get flown out to Florida. If you make the team, you get flown out to Florida and you play all the other regions. You train for like 2 days. So the first time I made the team, that I think I was like 16. Yeah, 16, maybe 15, 16.
What year was this?
2015, 16.
See, when I was playing, you know what year I played? That this all happened with me, the tournament?
What?
05.
05.
It's 10
10 years.
years before you.
Yeah.
ODP is, I feel like,
I mean, you're like, what, 11 years older than me?
about to turn 21, and I'm already 32. Yeah, I'm 11 years older. Yeah. God, that's crazy.
So we fly in, and we eat. I can't remember what we ate. We ate, got to the place we were gonna stay. Like it was just like the dorm rooms that IMG has that are like super nice.
Yeah.
Anyways, then we go to the facility to train. We train. I wasn't feeling great, but I was doing fine. Like I was like holding my own. Training's over. Puke my guts out on the side. Puke my guts out, bro. Just like,
Yeah.
everybody's back, like
Yeah.
eating
Yeah.
at the cafeteria, and
Yeah.
I'm just puking.
Yeah.
Get to the cafeteria. Puke.
Yeah.
Trying to eat a salad.
Why? What was going on?
I just like I got food poisoning or something,
Oh shit!
and
So you got sick as shit.
yeah, dude. And then I get to the room, puke like 20
Yeah.
times,
Yeah.
dude, like all night
Yeah.
long. And the trainer like sets me out. They give me like this or that. And so playing the first game, cramp in the 70th minute. Get like this tablet, mustard, pickle juice, whatever.
Yeah.
Played for like 10 more minutes, cramped again,
Yeah.
pulled out,
Yeah.
like vitamins, this, that,
Yeah.
this, that. Second game, made it to like the 85th, cramp, like supplements.
Yeah.
Like I've got migraines.
Yeah.
Like third game, made it 90 minutes.
Yeah.
And then so at the end of that, there was like a list of like top 18 of the regional of this camp or of this tournament thing.
Yeah.
And I was like I don't think it was like order numbered, but I was in that list.
Oh no shit!
Yeah.
So even after playing probably
And I'm-
pretty shitty for yourself,
Well,
you still were
I
good
remember
enough.
like I just felt awful.
Yeah.
Like I play like I
But
don't
you were playing
remember
fine.
like fucking up at all.
Yeah.
I just remember
That's when you
like,
go back to the basics. Get the
Yeah.
ball, get it
dude,
out.
it was
take
all
your time.
subconscious, dude. I
Let's
was
not
like
lose it.
fight or flight.
Yeah, it's like let's
know?
just play the game. Let's get people passes. Let's do our job.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. And I remember it wasn't till like I had like flown back into Birmingham, and like my mom pulls out her phone and she's like reading the list and she like shows it to me. It's got my name on it.
Yeah.
And it was just one of those real emotional moments.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like, I did that. You know, I puked 20 times.
But
the
you
night
still
before
fought
that
through
first game.
and made it happen.
I've cramped
Yeah.
in both of those games so much to where I couldn't walk.
Yeah.
Like, I remember my calf being like locked. And
Yeah.
I couldn't even move my ankle.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what I can do right now.
Yeah.
I'm I'm like, I was pale.
Can I ask you a question real quick? You're making me think about this.
Yeah.
What other sport goes through what we as soccer players go through when it comes to a tournament, especially one that you are legit and you can make it to the end? And some of those include like 5 games in like 2 days.
Yeah.
You know, like
I
you're
don't know,
playing
man.
at least 3 in 2 days, possibly 4. Some can be 5.
Yeah.
What other, and like these are full, well, I guess some of these tournaments put them down to 80, 85 minutes, some of them.
Sure.
But at the
Depends
same
on how old they are.
how old and like how many games they're trying to get in and stuff and like shit like that. But most of the time they're 90-minute games. You got to play all these games. You're running like soccer players. Only goalkeepers can go all these games and should be fine unless you've been through a battle and possibly got an injury or something like that. Otherwise, this should be fine for goalkeeper. Otherwise, the rest of the players on the field, 5 games deep, dude. That's rough.
I remember like ice bath every chance I got.
Yeah.
I was like, Mom, take me to the gas station. Let me get 2 ice bags.
I think that's why they stopped doing 5 games in 2 days.
Yeah, they did. They did that like my junior.
They started like
senior
going to
year,
4 games, and they're like, "We'll just do pool, and then you just go to the finals or some
Yeah.
shit." You
And
know.
I remember being like, it would be like we were in Louisiana in June.
Yeah.
And
oh
it's just
God,
like,
dude, you're gonna die, and like you're sitting there playing 90.
physically, mentally.
Dude, amen to
It's
that,
just-
man. But like, what other sport does that? Baseball? Come on, they could play like 5 games in a row, and really they just need more pitchers because the pitcher
some guy
can't.
might throw out his arm.
Yeah, I mean they might like destroy their arm, but other than that, every other person could play 1,000 games in a row. I feel like and really be fine.
Yeah.
You know, like sure it can be exhausting. I get it,
Like, yeah.
but come on, like they sit around for most.
I
of
would
the
love to have a discussion with somebody who can.
a
evade it.
football. I could kind of see if you did play 5, but y'all
Yeah.
don't.
Yeah.
This never happens.
Because those games take so long.
You're playing for like 3 hours. You know.
That's something I don't understand. It's
You
like,
know, football. Other sports are really weird. Sometimes I think about some of those sports. I'm like, I like soccer.
yeah.
I like
It just makes sense to me.
everything. I get why it's the oldest
And now
sport.
I can do futsal too.
That's fair.
I
It's a
can do
form of
futsal,
soccer.
too,
It's a
because
form of
it's
soccer.
a form. It's like it's quicker, and it's honestly those games are 40 minutes.
Yeah.
5
Yeah.
minute halftime.
Yeah, I like that.
It's quick.
I need to get into this.
It's the future. It's the future of Birmingham. I'll tell you that right.
I need to get into this.
I'll tell you what. Right.
Because like even my wife keeps getting on at me. I need to like get back into fitness and stuff.
Dude, come on. Monday, Tuesday,
I was
Thursday.
28. I got
Monday,
this job,
Tuesday,
and I just
Thursday,
stopped doing
8:30.
everything. Or 29, I guess, but whatever.
Dude, I'll help pay for a babysitter.
That is enticing.
Straight up.
But I will not take that offer.
Straight up. I'll help pay for a
Enticing as it is.
babysitter.
No, because I think what what we've talked about is that she would just bring the child and come, and they would hang out.
There's
watch.
like a room. There's a room they could go play in.
That's fair.
you
Because
know.
we both want her. This is a big part of why I want to get back into it, because we want her to see me playing and be around it. I
Dude, but
think
that
that's
ball
important.
moves so fast. I would be so scared to have a baby in there.
I guess if it's closed in and stuff,
is.
yeah, that's fair. That's
It's
fair.
a gym, you know.
Yeah, that's fair.
And we'll do 2 games on 1 basketball court. But like it's a little bigger than the
Yeah.
basketball court itself.
Yeah. Regardless, I want my daughter in there kicking
Yeah.
ass one day.
Yeah.
I want her
yeah.
to be like the little 7-year-old
Dude,
prodigy.
and you know what? I'll be your coach.
Well, I hope. Look.
If I'm, because like my goal is to.
I trust you more than most coaches
Yeah.
that I have encountered in this world. I think the one coach truly, it pains me to say this, but like truly, the one person I would trust the most with my child's development in soccer would be Chase. I think he's got the right mentality.
Yeah.
He understands how to work with every age,
Yep.
and he could start. He knows where they are and where to take them. You know, in the game of soccer, I think this is what he's got down.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, that is most coaches. I think they're just going through the motions.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
that's
I literally see it every day.
They're just getting the paycheck. They send the emails.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're the email senders.
Dude,
And that's really, I mean, that's all soccer. That's all being a coach at that level is how many emails did you send out today?
Yeah.
Did you talk to anybody today? How many people did you talk to today? Did it start at what, 7 a.m. or 8 a.m.?
Right.
You know, like, did you miss any? How long did you miss? Did it take you a little while? Like, they judge you on how you're communicating on the slightest level.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I always thought I hated that part about coaching. All right, I'm going to change the subject on you.
Okay.
Completely.
Awesome.
All right, so give me the worst breakup you've ever been through.
Ooh.
I always like this one.
Well, one time I got broke up with the night before 9/11, and that was really tough. Because that was
Like
always
9/11, 9/11?
like yeah, like
You were too young.
I was
9/11,
when I was
9/11.
16, when I was like 15.
I was gonna say
Well,
I was
because,
young
like,
during
being-
9/11. So you
living in a place where it's a lot of white people being the only Muslim person at your school.
Okay.
9/11 was always a hard day for me.
yeah. Okay. That's so.
It was
fair,
always
man. That
like
is
it
so
was
fair.
tough, man. Like
That's so
somebody
fair.
would always say, like multiple people would always
That's
say
so
something.
shitty. That's so shitty.
Like,
But yeah, I
'cause
get
they
it because
knew.
I know where you come from. Yes, I get it. I
It
totally
was tough,
get it.
and like
Yeah.
you could tell, like with the people they would be around, like it would make sense why they would do it on the night, literally like the night before
Yeah.
that day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a
And then
terrible thing our
someone
country
said something to me like,
propagandized.
before second period,
Yeah.
and dude, I like went over to my English teacher who was really cool at the time. I was like, "What's up? Can I go to the counselor's office? I am in a tough place right now." And she was like, "Yeah, well, go ahead. Yeah. Dude, walked to the counselor's office, cried for a couple hours, stayed in the counselor's office. It was just like, it was a tough one.
So like you got broken up with the day before this.
The night before.
The night before. Why? Because you were Muslim?
Yeah.
Put it on top. She's like, I can't be with a
Nah,
Muslim.
nah.
I hate to joke about this,
No,
but
no.
I'm gonna do it. Like, I can't be with a Muslim on 9/11. So we're gonna have to break up, Slim. Sorry, can't do this shit. Call me on the 12th. No, but for real, why did she break up with you?
I think it came down to like I think I was too clingy.
Okay.
I think that's what it was.
Okay. And
Yeah.
were you too clingy?
Probably.
Yeah. Hey, it's fair.
Probably, man.
Dude, when we're young,
yeah,
we
dude.
do some weird shit. I know you're still young to
Yeah.
me, but like teenage years,
And
weird times, man.
Yeah. It was a couple differences, I guess. But I was broken up with over text.
Oh
For
God,
sure.
dude, I've been down that
And
road.
it was just like a weird night. I think like, you know what? I think it was because we both had like something to do on each, because we went to different schools. We both had something to do on each other's homecomings.
Yeah.
So we couldn't go to either one of our homecomings. And that was like, I guess, a deal breaker. I can't remember though. It could have been a multitude of things.
So I was trying to see how much time we're into this.
Oh, we're at 33, man.
33 in?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's like a compound breakup that you
But
went through.
I mean, there was a worse one, I guess. It
What
was
do
when, you
are
know,
you worried to tell it? Are you?
No,
you
I
don't
mean,
have to.
No, it's all right. It's all right. So when I lived in Denver, right?
Yeah.
I moved to Denver.
Yeah.
For that person, pretty much.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then like
How long were y'all together before you moved?
Before, dude, like 4 or 5 months,
And then you moved
and then I moved to Denver.
to Denver.
And
A little early to be doing that.
100%.
But hey, you're right on the
100%.
edge of like
100%. But I took on a job, another political job.
in
that
Denver.
paid more, but if I had, we were talking about this earlier, how
Yeah.
I had a job offer when I was in Minnesota
Yeah.
after that one,
Yeah.
would have paid the same.
Yeah.
This one would have been in the Democratic Farmer Labor Party office,
Oh.
which would have been way cooler than what I ended up doing, which was really, really a tough job. Anyway, so like, yeah, that job being so tough, like 77 hours a week of just like strenuous, like going here, going there, going this,
Yeah.
doing this. All of it is like corrupt, and I'm seeing it in front of my face every single day. And so it like drove me a bit mad, man.
Yeah.
I was in this new altitude. I wasn't eating a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, dude, I think I lost like 25 pounds at least in the 4 months I was there.
Yeah.
3.5, 4 months.
Yeah.
And then, so the campaign ended. I got dumped. Not even 24 hours later, I drove home.
Why did she break up with you?
Probably the same reasons.
Too clingy?
Well, I don't know.
More importantly, then.
Actually, there was like more. It was more like I was really just not myself. I really just I wasn't myself anymore.
I have to ask.
Yeah.
Did she ask you to move down there with you? With her?
I really don't remember.
That's not a good sign.
Yeah, probably.
That's not a good sign.
Probably.
Okay, fair enough.
Maybe. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Yeah.
This is a good question, though.
Yeah.
This is a really good question. I never asked myself that one, did
Yeah.
I?
That's a big one to me. Did the person...
Yeah.
Because I've seen this multiple times where they're
Yeah.
like, I'm moving. And then I come to find out they never even asked that person to move and were already moving. And the other person just kind of like semi-assumed they should move too. And I'm not saying that you did that.
No, yeah,
I'm just
but
saying
no,
I've
that's a
seen
really
that.
good-
So then I'm
that's a
like,
really interesting
so now
point to
I
bring
think
up.
to myself, well, wait a minute. Do people not ask that stuff?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
So now I go around, and when people run into that situation, I have to ask, like,
Yeah, that's a good question.
did they ask you to move? Because that's also a big sign. If she did ask you to move, then it seems like they're committed.
Yeah.
But if they don't ask you to move, it seems like a sign to me.
Yeah.
If Mallory, before we got married, was saying I was moving somewhere, but then like never said like, hey, are you gonna come or you want to come or something? I'd be like, well, shit. I guess she doesn't want me to go. That would make me really question everything.
Yeah.
In that relationship. Sorry, I don't mean to get deep
No,
like that.
yeah, absolutely.
But interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I mean, this is time ago, so like
Yeah.
shit happens, you know.
Yeah. I remember I called my my sister, and I was like, can we book a flight, get you here?
So you flew out of there immediately.
No, she flew in,
Oh, drove back with you.
rode back with me.
Yeah.
She didn't drive.
Yeah.
She didn't want to. Like,
That's awesome.
she didn't want to.
Yeah, that's fair. Hey, she was cool enough,
But
his
she was
sister,
cool enough
to come fly out there and ride back with you on a
Yeah,
2-day
100%.
adventure through Kansas.
Yeah, yeah.
Who gives a shit about Kansas?
And
No
you
offense
know,
to Kansas. I
like,
don't. But like,
we did it in
terrible drive.
We did it in we straight from Denver all the way to like
St.
East-
Louis.
East Arkansas.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Actually, no, yeah, St. Louis.
St. Louis.
St. Louis, because we had because we had a family friend that lived there, and we stayed in their basement.
Yeah.
And got up and left.
It's a good
Yeah,
spot to
yeah,
hit
perfect
and be like,
spot.
okay,
And then it
I'm
was
done.
only 7 hours from home.
yeah, and then it's not that
You know?
bad. Yeah.
It was like.
But you got to get across Kansas.
Yeah, it was like 13 and 7.
Oh god, that drive! I've done it twice. It is horrible. The second time I went into it, I thought, "Is this really going to be as bad as I ever think it was?" And when I came out, I thought it was worse.
Yeah.
It was worse. It's like 1,100 miles
the
of hell.
only thing I remember about it that was decent was it was like 85 mile an hour speed limit.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, this is cool. Like I can drive a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Put some when I was going there, I put
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
put some
Yeah.
EDM on
Yeah.
and just like coffee, tea, this, that. Woo! And next thing I knew, I was like mountains.
Yeah. That's what you got to do.
And then
man.
I was like, all of a sudden, I'll never forget. All of a sudden, I'm like in downtown Denver, like everything. I was just like,
which is big.
it was
city,
like
man.
one of
Big
those.
city.
It was like in one of those cartoon movies where it's like the cartoon is like lives in this like quaint home, and then all of a sudden they like get into the city.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like you
Yeah.
hear all this crazy noise, all this is
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
It was like that. I
Yeah.
remember I had a banana. I was eating a banana.
It's like 2 days of peaceful driving, and then
Yeah.
suddenly you're like in
I
hectic.
was just eating a banana, driving like, what is happening? Everybody's driving so fast. Everybody was cutting me off. It was like,
Yeah.
what is happening?
Welcome to the city, man.
I looked over to my left. There was a guy like smoking a bong while he was driving. I was like, what is happening right now? It was like, welcome to Denver.
Yeah. You ever driven in New York City?
No, I've actually never been to New York City.
I think driving in New York City is, to me, the hardest thing in America that you can do.
Really?
So-
How many hours was it to go?
16.
Dude, I could totally do that. I did 18
from here.
to
I
Duluth.
mean, it's not that bad. I've done it
Yeah.
before. You can do it. You know, for
But
sure.
why is it the worst?
I'm saying like driving in New York City.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Actually being in that place. That is the most crazy. The way that I can describe it to people before I go off on a tangent, you get on the interstate and it is literally bumper to bumper at 65 miles an hour. And you have to keep up. You don't have a choice.
That is absolutely terrifying.
You don't have a choice because like that's the way the traffic moves. It is so congested, but everybody's flowing so fast. And like my brother always loved it because like you get cut off by someone, they're like, fuck you, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And, like people are just like, dude, it is just like you're just and my brother would be like, this is cool, you know? Like but like even driving there myself, like it's you're in. You either you're
Dude, there's a reason why that city has taxis everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, like you really don't have to drive, and you probably really shouldn't. And like I dated a girl in college, and like lived with some people that were from New York City, and they didn't have a driver's license and didn't know how to drive a car.
Yep, that was
period.
the case of
You
my
know?
boss when I was living in Denver.
I have to fix something. Keep talking.
Okay. Yeah, my boss when I was living in Denver was from New Jersey, I think, and he didn't have a car, so I drove him everywhere, and it was one of those things that made the job even worse because I had to get up even earlier to go and pick him up to get him his daily Starbucks. This dude would spend over $45 every morning on Starbucks
For himself?
for himself.
What does he buy?
Dude, he would get like
Like a bunch of food?
food, and then he would get like one of those big, like
my
the biggest one.
No wonder
the pink
Starbucks
drink.
worth so much.
He got the pink drink.
Yeah.
That was his drink.
Interesting.
And I remember just always like, just like this big dude, just pink drink every morning. So weird.
That's so strange.
He was a weird guy.
That's
man.
so strange.
He's a weird guy.
Some strange times in
I
life.
think he just started his a company, which it's going
What's it
well,
do?
but
What
it's
does it do?
it's they like pay people to win games, like video games. Like they do, like they set up like FIFA tournaments,
Yeah.
and like the winner wins like this amount of cash.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah,
That's like a part of a side dream of mine to do.
interesting.
Yeah.
I'm sure you could ask him about it and he'd figure it out.
What? Ask him about it?
Yeah. No, you don't want to ask him.
I want to talk to that man.
No, you don't.
No, I'm saying like the being able to like host events and tournaments.
Oh yeah,
and stuff like
dude,
that.
me too. But not. I don't want to do it online. Dude, you know what?
No,
That's why
I
we're
don't.
perfect.
Yeah.
You can do it online.
I'm-
Or are you saying you don't want to do it?
I don't mind doing it online. I guess
I thought I was just assuming.
I guess you could do it online. I was just thinking more of like having like old school tournaments,
Yeah.
a lot of different stuff. It plays into a much grander idea of engagement.
Mm-hmm.
If we're going to go down the tech road, then how do you get people to engage with each other as we have technology grow? I think that's a big question that I've had in my head of like, okay, you can't stop technology. Can't do that.
Mm-mm.
That's cat's out of the bag, guys. So that's done. So it's creating us into this world of people that don't want to interact with each other. They just want to live on the digital world. So how do you form this bonding way to get people to interact with each other through technology? How do you do this? I have a bunch of. I'm not getting into this tonight because this is got a fucking dark rabbit hole. But I have some like foundational aspects that will come together to form one big ecosystem of making people in all aspects of life, from a bar to like just going to go play some pickup, and a way to get people to interact with each other and like be together.
Interesting.
Like, I think that's really important of our future. I don't want to wind up where everybody's like in the movie with the Wall-E, where they're all just sitting on a thing. And I don't. That sucks, man. I don't want that.
I don't want to do that.
So
That's not me.
I don't want to keep going down this road, though. Let's go down a different road.
Okay.
All right. What's your favorite place? I guess I should ask it this way. What's your favorite place in America that you've ever been?
Duluth, Minnesota. Lake Superior.
Why? I have a feeling I know why, but
The
go on.
water, man.
Yeah. Okay.
The water and the city is it's so rich in positivity. They're like, there's they say Minnesota nice, but
Yeah.
like Duluth nice is a whole different level. I tell you something. The first day I was in Duluth, Minnesota, I'm walking. This is like when I moved there.
Yeah.
I'm walking through downtown, walking to an antique store, just walking in. An Irish lady, and we talked for a bit because I had been to Ireland. I'd played over there for like a couple summers prior.
Yeah, Blackie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were just chatting it up, and then, I was in there for like 25 minutes. Next thing I know, I'm in another antique store down the street, and it's a dude, big dude, sick goatee, Harley shirt.
Yeah.
He was like, instantly we started having a conversation, just like hanging out.
Yeah.
That's
That's how you got the job, right? That's where you got the job? Yeah, I
right?
remember this. Yeah.
He was like, have you been to the other antique store down the street? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, that's my wife. He was like, and I was like,
that part
what?
of the story.
And I was like, what?
So wait, his
the
wife
guy I
had
met,
another antique store down the street?
So the lady
They
I had met.
competed with each other and they were
No,
married?
they didn't. It was actually the same business.
Oh, okay. I was
So, but it was like literally like catty corner.
So they were they cornered the market.
Pretty
I
much.
love it.
But so what happened was, the lady I met was Kat.
Okay.
Down the street,
Yeah.
dude I met, Pat. Pat and Kat.
Fat cat.
Pat and Kat.
Good Lord,
And
man. These two are a
literally
bundle.
went and had dinner with them that night, and then they offered me a job, and then 2 months later, I moved in with them. Had a basement, lived in their basement, and then I helped them move the two stores into one store, cleared out the other store.
Okay, interesting.
And
So they
then
consolidated.
helped them with that, and then they sold the store.
Did they do well as a business?
They were fine.
Yeah, so they got a nice
They
amount of
did
business?
better in the summertime because in the winter nobody does anything.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
during the summer, people are
summertime,
out and doing stuff.
Yeah, and then they sold it to a therapist that had a practice upstairs, who I became really close with.
Oh, weird.
And then we had consciousness discussions every Tuesday that I did. I'll never forget those. And this guy is awesome. Troy Otterson. I'll never forget him. I need to reach out for sure.
I'm gonna have to ask
awesome
you about that
dude.
another day.
Awesome dude. Bought the store. I was was the clerk at the store with him. Who'd go to the gym together. This dude was awesome. He was a former bodybuilder. Dude, awesome dude. Crazy story. And all within 6 months, all that happened.
Yeah.
And then not even to mention the people I met through playing, the people I met through the political job I also had, which came from the person I was originally living with getting me that job.
So you loved Duluth because of all of aspects of it.
Yeah, and then we would train at 5:45 in the morning. I'd wake up a little early.
Yeah.
Go. So I lived on the west side of town.
Yeah.
I would literally just hit the highway, get to the lake, go up the hill.
Yeah.
Because it was lake up the hill.
Yeah.
And that's east Duluth, north Duluth. But I would stop at the lake and I'd watch the sunrise on the lake.
That's cool.
Every morning.
That's cool.
And it looked like an ocean. It's Lake Superior. It looks like
I
an
bet
ocean.
that is a very beautiful place.
Yeah. And especially during the summer.
Yeah.
'Cause I only lived there in the summer months. I moved in September.
Yeah. So you never really saw the winter?
No, I didn't.
I bet it was
I didn't even see snow
God awful.
there. I never even saw snow there.
I always thought man, that sucks for Joel. But Joel lived in Alaska.
Yeah. Yeah. He
So
was born in Alaska.
He was born in the North
He
Pole.
was born in the snow.
Yeah. I mean, Fairbanks, dude. That's
That's cold.
That's up there, dude.
Yeah.
That is up there. The more I think of it, because I've been to Anchorage, that is up there.
Yeah, I had aunt and uncle that lived in Anchorage.
Did you go?
Cousin that lived there. No, never went.
It was cool because you would come out of eating dinner at 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. and it would still be light outside.
That's
Sun's
great.
still out, and you're like, what?
That's pretty cool.
Sun
I
goes down
love
for
that.
1 to 3 a.m. and then it would be right back up again.
That's so crazy.
So for a whole week, no joke, dude. For a whole week, I never saw the night. Not one
Because
time.
you went to bed and it was still light, and then you woke up. Wow.
We had blackout curtains. And then I remember being in the plane on the way home and watching the sunset, and I was like, whoa, there it is. I see the night again. It had been a week.
That's so crazy.
Yeah,
dude.
that was cool as shit, man.
Wow.
But, like, Alaska's cold as crap.
Yeah.
Saw whales, too. That was cool. But,
Mhm.
like, the water's, like, unbelievably frozen, you know? Like, I don't even know how people live up there.
I think. Oh wait, we were just talking about America.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking of like other places.
Well, what's the most beautiful place you've ever seen in the world?
Probably Glasgow,
Where's Glasgow?
Scotland.
Scotland.
And like going
Yes.
from Northern Ireland to Scotland,
God, I bet that is.
dude.
Like the countryside?
yes.
Is that what you're kind of talking about? Because
Yes.
I've always wanted to see this
Dude,
part.
I
And
remember
I've always.
being on a bus for 6 hours going to where we
Have you.
going to Glasgow.
This is related. Have you seen James Bond Skyfall?
Yeah.
You seen where he drives home?
Yeah.
Is it like that?
Yeah.
That's what I've always
A little
pictured in
bit,
my
yeah,
head
yeah, a
now.
little bit,
It's
yeah.
like these just
Yeah.
beautiful open
Just like-
landscapes
and
and
like
mountains and
hills
stuff.
and-
Yeah, like I just
Yeah.
Man,
and
I'm
I
like-
remember it was perfect weather, it was sunny, see everything, but there were clouds. You
Yeah.
know, it had never been that sunny, and there had been clouds that I had seen before. It was
Yeah.
it was an
Yeah.
interesting sight.
okay, weird.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just what I remember
Yeah.
from it.
Yeah, that's
And I
random
remember
stuff
having
that
a
gets you.
Donnie Trumpet album playing in my headphones as I'm just in this bus in like my training gear, because like the moment we get off the bus, we're training, you know.
That's so cool.
And just like I remember taking that in and just being like, wow. And then when we were in Glasgow, we went into like the city.
Yeah.
And that was like, it was like when we went into the city, it was like cloudy, like we were in a city, like in New York. You know?
Yeah.
It reminds you of that in a
Yeah.
sense. It's like
Yeah.
now you're in the UK.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
you feel like you're in the UK now.
yeah,
Like that other part wasn't really the UK.
yeah.
You know, that was like
Weird.
the whatever you called it, the
Countryside?
the countryside. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. Yeah.
it was really fascinating,
That's
and
interesting.
I love Scottish people.
Yeah.
Love Scottish.
I love their accents, dude. That is.
I
the
could talk to a
best.
Scottish
Oh,
person,
man.
Northern Irish.
Even
as
though
well.
when it gets thick, man, I struggle to keep
Dude,
up.
but
They start
it's
talking
fun.
real
It's
quick,
fun.
and
It's
like,
fun.
don't get me wrong, I love it
It makes me pay attention more to the conversation as well.
for sure. I was like trying to figure shit out too.
They're
Every other
great
sentence, I'm like,
storytellers.
man, I'm lost.
Like every Scottish and Northern Irish person I've met tells a great story.
I've been meaning to read up on the war going on over there in Ireland.
In Ireland and Northern Ireland?
Yeah,
Is there one going on right now?
And
Or like
the-
the one that happened like in the 90s?
I thought there was one still going on.
Maybe. So I
That's what I'm
remember
saying. I need to look.
I
this
remember
up.
being in Belfast, Ireland,
Yeah,
and like we went like north,
yeah.
and like there was literally just a massive wall.
Oh man,
Just a massive, like
isn't that weird?
massive wall. And it's like the Protestant side and the Catholic side.
Yeah.
And it's like people used to like throw bombs over and like
Isn't it weird how weird life gets in pockets of time and
Uh-huh.
areas?
so weird.
When you look back at time, I love studying history of our culture and our lives, like
Mhm.
humans. When I say
Mhm.
culture, I mean like humans.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's just random pockets
Yep.
where like you're like, what went on there? The Berlin Wall
Yep.
would be
This
another
is very
one.
similar, yeah.
Yeah, like what?
Well,
This
I can't
is-
say very similar, you know, but
yeah,
like,
no, I get
it's a wall, and it's like, why
That's
is it
what I'm
there?
saying. Yeah, that's where I was relating it to. Yes.
If we want to simplify, it's like there's
Yeah.
a wall here. Why is it there?
Yes, that's really where I was going. Like, yeah, if you want to incorporate the Holocaust and like the war, oh, sure, yeah, it gets way more. But I'm just saying, like, what a weird thing that people like build these walls so you can't go to this area. It's like,
yeah.
and like in the middle of your like country or city because of like some stupidness, you know.
Yep.
Like there are parts where I do understand why some countries would want to build a wall to protect their country.
Sure.
But then, like, these situations is almost like the Mason-Dixon line, like where Virginia, like the North and the South line, just suddenly has a wall.
Yeah. Like Great
That
Wall of
w-
China.
Yeah, like
that one makes sense.
kind of. Yeah,
but,
that
like,
was yeah.
But
They were trying.
well,
Yes,
it
correct.
did. Well,
It
like
did.
if
It
we
did.
like think about it,
It really did.
historically.
No, I agree with you 100%. It really
But
did.
it's like
yes.
the wall in Ireland, right there.
That's
Come on,
just some
guys.
stupid
Y'all are
argument.
both Christians.
Yeah.
It's not like you're different.
Yes. This
You know?
yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Yes.
Yeah.
That always cracks me up. I got another question for you.
Yep. This is gonna have to probably be the last one.
All right, last question of the night. I'm glad you keep track of the time because I'm
Yeah.
definitely not.
Yeah.
Give me a traveling dream of yours. Somewhere your most lavish, maybe not even attainable to you. I don't know.
Bali, Indonesia.
Why?
I feel like ever since I heard about Bali, Indonesia, I wanted to go there. So, when I lived in Saudi, we had like a housemaid.
Yeah.
And her name was we called her Siswati.
Yeah.
And she was like they had like these programs where like you would come and work in Saudi and like you'd be like, anyways, like we still talk to her to this day.
That's cool.
Like she's so awesome. Anyways, she has her own kids now. It's like so crazy. She like helped raise me.
That is kind of nuts.
Because both my parents worked. So like I would taste like Indonesian food and like that's why I like love spicy food now.
Yeah.
Anyways, like, and then like you get older and then you start researching. Like, I like researched Indonesia. I like wanted to know like where did she live? She was from Jakarta, but like then I found out about Bali, and it's like, so like there's a really crazy music scene that's in Bali, and it's I can't even describe it. Like it ranges.
Yeah.
But look up like Bali hits or like
Okay. All
like
right.
what's popping in Bali right now
Okay.
musically, and
Very
it's gonna
weird.
be some cool ass music.
It's almost like I feel like South Korea. They always have some random shit.
But
coming
it's
out.
not like okay, the hits that we've heard from South Korea are nothing like what.
That's like Korean pop, whatever they call it.
K-pop.
K-pop. There it is.
Yeah,
K-pop.
this is nothing like K-pop.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah, no, I'm
no.
yeah,
This
yeah,
is
but
like
it's like
eclectic.
to me, it's just weird.
timeless
Like,
sounds.
really?
Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
100%. I'll play you some after
So
this.
I feel like K-pop is gonna have its run.
Yeah.
And then it'll just be a fad of the years. Kind
I've
of.
always wanted to either DJ or like watch a DJ set in Bali
That's fair.
and just like live there for like a week.
That's fair.
That's it. I don't need more time than that. Like just a
Okay.
couple days,
Okay.
handful of days.
I hope one day
by
you
the
get to do
water.
that. That area of the world, I would love to go see.
Yeah.
But I want to see every area. I would love to go to China.
I don't honestly at this point I don't hope. I'm going to Bali.
Yeah, that's
you know?
fair.
It's been one of those things where like I'm going to Bali.
That's the country you want to see the most. That's fair.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I think if I had to pick a place that I had to see the most, not to hijack it, but like Australia.
Dude, you know what? That's what I'm thinking. It was like Bali
But
is
it's pretty
like,
close.
Bali
They're
is
not
like
far
I
from
want to
each
go
other. I
because
mean-
oceanic culture is one of those cultures I really want to like take in.
Well, that's a good area to take it. The Philippines and like
Yeah, that
what do you call that? The that's the
Oceania.
East Indies.
Oceania. They call it Oceania.
Oh, okay. I always call that like the West Indies and the East Indies. I think that's the East Indies. Yeah, it
Those
was
are
because
mountains, bro.
the whole chain of islands over there.
They call it the Indies, really?
That's the East. You ever heard of the East India Dutch Company, the Dutch East India Company or whatever it's called?
No.
Like that.
I'm pretty sure like the grammatically correct
You might be right, dude.
or
I'm not saying I'm
politically
right.
Correct. Politically correct is
I
Oceania.
may be totally not
it doesn't,
correct.
It really
on this.
doesn't. Like
I'm just like that whole chain of islands. I always looked at that as they called that the East India Islands.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure it was the East India Trading Company.
Okay.
And that was like that was the Apple of the time. That
Mhm.
was the biggest company in like the world. And they traded from like England down into those areas, like in India and everything and back
Okay.
up.
Interesting.
So you call that whole area Oceania.
Uh-huh.
Weird. Now I gotta look this up after the
Yeah.
podcast, dude.
Dude, right here.
This is a really old one, man. Hold on, let's see. We're gonna take a second look.
Oceania, bro. Right here. That's Oceania.
Where does it say Oceania?
Dude, that map is from like the 20s, bro.
That's what I said.
Micronesia.
See, it's Indonesia, and I think it's the East Indies.
This is Melanesia.
But I think this is the Philippines.
Yeah. The Philippines
I was thinking more
and
of
Indonesia is like over like
Where is
10,000 islands, isn't it?
Where is Indonesia
Something like that.
over here? I mean, no, you're talking about where's Bali?
Somewhere in here.
Bali probably didn't exist
Philippines.
at this point.
Anyways, dude, we're
All right.
we're gonna keep looking at the map. I'm gonna show them Bali music, and we're gonna catch you next time.
That's a good place to end.
You
We
know?
go off on tangents.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
What's in your world?